I move that the rules be suspended, that engrossed substitute Senate Bill 5121 be advanced to third reading, a second reading considered the third, and the bill be placed on final passage.
One of the confusing things about the legislature is that we use antiquated language. Most of parliamentary procedure actually dates back to English times. We got it from their parliament, hence the name. So a lot of our terms are old and a lot of our processes are old, but we sometimes keep the name even when it's not technically what we're doing anymore. And one of those terms that we still use is readings. There are 3 readings. You'll probably hear this term a lot. First reading, second reading, third reading of a bill. What does it mean? Does it really mean reading? And why do we use that term? I've heard 2 explanations for that, and you decide which one you think is right. Back in the day, a long, long time ago, it was possible for people to be elected to the legislature or parliament in England and they could not read. That was probably rare, but it supposedly happened. So in that sense, it would be read to them. I'm not sure about that. A more common explanation is that they did not have copy machines. There was no internet, there's no Xeroxing, there's no ability to get your own copy of a bill. So how do you know what's in it? Well, you have it read. So there's an official copy, and back in the day, people would go in if they wanted, and they would sit, and they would have a bill read to them, and it would be read 3 times. The first reading is at introduction. That's the first time the body is ever seeing or hearing a bill. It's brought in, and somebody would read it, and you could sit in the audience and listen to what this new great proposed idea was. That's at introduction. Then it would go to a committee and it would come back. And that's the second reading, because in committee, as we've talked about, many things can happen to a bill and it's probably going to get changed. So at second reading, you would sit in the audience and you would have read to you those changes. That's your second reading. And then the third reading is your last chance to hear the bill in full. If the body decides to make any more changes to it, you sit and you hear it and they say, for real now, this is the version we're voting on. Everybody got it? This is our third reading. What you're literally about to vote on and enact into law is your third reading. That's what the readings are. We still use those terms, although we actually very rarely read them. It just refers more to the point in time than the actual process of reading. And I don't know if that made it worse or better, but that's my explanation of the readings.